All right, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Howard One Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Harakah Kwadash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. It's going to be a quick impromptu update or lesson dealing with the current news, current events. You have, I think it's as of yesterday, they moved the doomsday clock to 85 seconds to midnight. All right, midnight would ultimately represent the destruction that's going to come from world events, ultimately nuclear destruction. All right, also prophesied, or foremost was prophesied in the Holy Bible, the scriptures. All right, so let's I want to go to a news clip. All right, let me make sure it's fair use. Before you post a video, you can check. You usually can check the description to see if it's fair use. All right, hopefully. Yeah, I don't see anything. It might not be fair use, but let me use it anyway. All right, use a little bit of it. All right, check this out. I'm gonna go to it. Share this tab. All right, let's hope we don't get no copyright strike. All right, so we got that there. Let me try to play it. Oh, children about to wake up. Let me try to knock this lesson out real quick. All right, here we go.
This is the image that many have long feared would signal the end of humanity, a nuclear apocalypse. But members of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists now say there's a list of threats getting the human race closer to oblivion, and they have increased the likelihood of it happening, moving their famous clock closer than ever to the doomsday hour.
It is the determination of the Bulletin's Science and Security Board that humanity has not made sufficient progress on the existential risks that endanger us all. We thus move the clock forward.
The Chicago-based nonprofit group of scientists created the Doomsday Clock in 1947 during the Cold War. They wanted to highlight, in graphic terms, how close humankind was to destroying the world. The clock started ticking, and by the end of the Cold War, the time was 17 minutes to midnight. But the group has gone from counting down the minutes to counting down the seconds.
The Doomsday Clock is now at 85 seconds to midnight, the closest it has been in the history of the clock. Last year, we warned that the world was perilously close to catastrophe and that countries needed to change course towards international cooperation and action on the most critical existential risks. Unfortunately, the opposite has happened. Rather than heed this warning, major countries became even more aggressive, adversarial, and national.
So they're saying instead of heeding the warnings, they became more aggressive after World War II. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture real quick. Let's see if I can open a new tab. I'm going to veer off real fast. Revelation 9. Here you go. Revelation 9. And let's go to Revelation 9 and 20. This was after World War II. All right, because if you read Revelation 9, it speaks about World War I going into World War II, the establishment and the building up of their weaponry on this earth. All right, through World War I, World War II, they moved to planes, dropping bombs and missiles, you know, going nuclear. They set off the aircraft carriers after World War One and submarines, et cetera, built up for this war, this current war stance they have today, all right, with the current technology. All right, let me make sure my mic is on. All right, cool. So let's go back to here real fast. They said um, there you go, Revelation 9 to 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed or unalived by these plagues from World War One and World War Two, yet repented not of the works of their hands. See, they didn't stop. They kept going. Let me play that again.
And nationalistic.
This is the third time
It has happened. Rather, cooperation and action on the most catastrophe, and that countries needed to change course towards international cooperation and action on the most critical existential risks. Unfortunately, the opposite has happened. Rather than heed this warning, major countries became even more aggressive, adversarial, and nationalistic.
See that?
This is
So they became more aggressive, adversarial, and also more nationalistic, all about their own nation. All right. So it says, and the rest of the men which were not unalived by these plagues, World War II, World War One, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold, silver, and brass, and stone, and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders. That's what war brings, man. Just unaliving. Nor of their sorceries, all right, their technology and their policies, nor or their nationalistic mindset, nor of their fornication, their idol worship, the dollar, et cetera, nor of their thefts, man. That goes into Habakkuk too. It's still going on to this day after World War II. You would think that humanity would learn from what happened in World War II, but instead it got worse. That's why the Lord said that the wicked shall wax worse and worse. All right, let's go back to the video.
the third time in 4 years the scientists have moved the clock closer to midnight, Armageddon time. A year ago, the clock was showing 89 seconds. Aggressive behavior by nuclear powers Russia, China, and the United States hasn't helped. Nor have conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East, a trend that seems to be set to continue throughout 2026 with Israel's ongoing attacks on Gaza and Russia's continued aggression. US President Donald Trump isn't helping with his actions in Venezuela and threats to Iran and Europe over Greenland.
Conflicts intensified in 2025 with multiple military operations involving nuclear armed states. The last remaining treaty governing nuclear weapon stockpiles between the US and Russia expires next week. For the first time in over half a century, there will be nothing preventing a runaway nuclear arms race.
They're also
So next week, man, Russia and America's nuclear arms treaty is set to end, which is going to basically launch off a nuclear arms race, a runaway nuclear arms race. What's that? 200 million. Yep, 200 million. Revelation 9. All right. It's going to bring it about, man. Let's get something real quick. Second Peter's 3:10. Let me go to this. All right. So Second Peter's 3:10. It says here, but the day of the Lord, because that's what it's really about. Doomsday is really the day of the Lord. All right. He said, think not that I come to send peace, but he come to send a sword. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, unexpectedly, man, catch everybody off guard. In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So this current rulership is going to pass away with nuclear destruction. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. This is from the Most High Himself. All right, this is what's going to cause the changing of the times, the changing of the age of rulership, where Esau is the end and Jacob is the beginning. So let's go here. I'm going to read this. Where is that? Here you go. It says, the initial setting of the doomsday clock was set 17 or 7 minutes to midnight, 1947. This was right after World War II ended in 1945. And this was during the Cold War when everyone started stockpiling nuclear missiles. All right. A metaphor for global risk, including nuclear. They say climate change really allegedly man-made, right? That's a new world order concept. And AI threats, man. See, as AI increases, so does propaganda, right? Current status 2026. As of January 2026, the clock is set at 85 seconds to midnight. The clock has been adjusted over 25 times since its inception to reflect the shifting level of danger. It's shifting fast, man. All right. The doomsday clock was created in 1947 for the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists to symbolize how close humanity was to self-destruction from nuclear weapons, man. All right. So they going nuclear. What's that? Let's get that real quick. See? Because once you bring because a nuclear weapon is the most powerful energy on Earth right now. And to release that into Earth's atmosphere, man, like they did after World War II, that can destroy a whole city. It can bring destruction all over the world from the fallout. For every Isaiah 9 and 5, for every battle of the warrior. See, this is a battle of warriors led by weak politicians. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, right? And garments rolled in blood. This was a man's war when they would fight face to face at point blank range. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. So they went from swords and like Braveheart fighting face to face battles. Then they went to the Wild West when they put back to back. You had to walk 10 feet and turn and shoot distance. And then they started shooting at trajectories, launching cannons, and then they went to planes, dropping bombs. Then they went to nuclear. So, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. So that's that uh, atomic destruction that's coming. All right. So this war is going to be fought with fuel of fire, going back into the judgment that the Most High set, not with water, but with what? Fire. This is wrath. All right. Right. So now, let me go ahead. And it says, what was I reading? Here you go. I was reading this. My bad. Yeah. All right. Let me go here real quick. So now it says the doomsday clock, a metaphor for how close humanity is to self annihilation, was moved to 85 seconds to midnight on Tuesday, its closest point to catastrophe since the clock made its debut near 80 years ago. Humanity has not made sufficient progress on the existential risk that endanger us all. All right. So they saying us's and we. When it comes to destruction, they be saying we. They speak French like a motherfucker, don't they? We is we. No, it's you. Humanity has not made. All right. So, um, see, when we was in slavery, they were saying you. They was talking that soldier boy talk. You. Everything was you. But now destruction coming. They like we. We, Miss Joyce. We. Yeah, man. We gotta try. Yeah. It's y'all. All right. These nations, man. These heathen nations in 2/3. Last year, the bulletin set the clock at 89 seconds to midnight, which was its previous closest setting to midnight. All right. Daniel Holes, the chairman of bulletins or the bulletin science, whatever, set the doomsday clock and whatever. All right, let me go down here real quick. I'm for hear nothing they talking about. All right. Holes also noted that in a 2010 strategic arms treaty, so a decade ago, between the U.S. and Russia is set to expire next week. Whoo! Today the 27th, well, today the 28th, so next week, that'd be February, early February. For the first time in over half a century, there will be nothing preventing a runaway nuclear arms race. Right? Fuel of fire, 200 million warheads or missiles, however you look at it. All right. So let's go here. Let me let's get Ezekiel 7 and 5. All right. Ezekiel 7 and 5. And it says, thus saith Yahweh, an evil and only evil, man. Nothing good gonna come out of it. He said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Evil. The days, the times are evil. These are evil times we're in, destruction. Thus saith Yahweh, power, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. 80 seconds to midnight. But it's gonna come as a thief in the night. No man knows the day or the hour. You can move that damn clock to midnight itself tonight, and ain't shit gonna happen unless the Lord say so. Excuse my language. All right, nothing's gonna happen unless the Lord say so. All right, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is Second Ezra 4:37. See, it's all about time. By measure hath he measured the times, Esau's time, their rulership, time for humanity. Uh, he said to everything there's a time to kill, time to live, a time to die, time to love, time to hate, time for war, time for peace. All right. But by measure have he measured the times, the kingdoms, the ages, the prophecies, the rulerships, and by number have he numbered the times, man. But he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So things are being stirred up. Then the Lord Scripture say He's gonna stir up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. All right. So who's stirring up this war? It's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. He said, what will I if it already be kindled? Meaning, what do you think his will is if there's a war kindled on the earth when he shows up? Ezekiel 7 and 5. Thus saith Yahweh, power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. The end is come. 85 seconds. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. It's watching you, boy. It watcheth for thee. And behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. Damn, that's at midnight. Oh, that's that noonday. The time is come. The day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee. This is Yahweh's message. All right. Shortly, it's going to be soon. Pour out his fury upon thee and accomplish his anger upon thee, and he will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. Who you think he talking to? The mother of harlots, abominations of the earth. All right. So all that abominations, man. Let me get that real quick. Who the we go to Revelations. Mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Revelation 17:4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and red color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, all right, the U.S., the mother of harlots. So anybody that comes out of this place or is under the leadership of the U.S. is becomes idol worshippers. You know, especially 2/3 of our people. And abominations of the earth, man. All the abominations and destruction that's happening in the earth, deception, covetousness, etc., etc. All right, Obama, you remember that the rainbow? They misused the rainbow. So what they say, all that and what, and he will recompense thee for all thine abominations. Crazy, right? So this whole system was set up to be a um, adversarial. That's what they call it, the great Satan, meaning contender. All right, a contender against the Lord. Revelations 12 speaks about the war that's going to happen in the skies. All right, so let's keep going. The Lord's the scripture said it watcheth for thee. It's waiting for you. All right, Revelation 11:18, and this is ultimately the purpose. And the same. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go to. Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere else real quick. 11:11. Revelations 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them. Right, the spirit in the 1960s and 70s. The Lord woke up, starting with Abba Bivens, the elect of Israel, Yasha Allah. All right, Revelation 7. He's not going to bring the destruction until he wakes up his elect. And after 3 days and a half, 350 years going back to um was it 1913, 1916, something like that? Slavery. All right, my bad. Yeah, from 1970s. Let's get a calculator. I think it was 1600, 1619. All right, let's get a calculator from 19. Let's go to 70 real quick. Let's put yeah, it's 1969. Albert Bivens. Well, he started putting satellites in the sky. Right. The Lord said when they go to set their nest among the stars, He's going to bring them down. So He's been bringing them down ever since. Through the Spirit, the Lord has been fighting against them, against this place, or against the wicked. So that'll take you back to 1619, which is slavery. All right. All up until 1969. Um, so after that, the spirit of life entered into us, going to Ezekiel 37. From Yahweh. See, straight from the Most High, man. Ain't that something? So if you're in this truth, you were chosen directly by Most High Himself for you to wake up in these times and usher in His kingdom. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, man. So they're supposed to see you. You're supposed to be out there teaching. All right. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. That's why I say we don't speak French. We don't say we. We say you. Yeah, did a soldier boy talk? You. It's on them. All right. We trying to wash our hands of the blood off our hands, and we're trying to get the Lord's Spirit to cover us, so we'll be seen as innocent. And the same hour, see, the same hour. It's gonna take an hour to bring this place down. In the Lord's wrath. The same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. All right. This place is divided into 10 FEMA zones, allegedly. So basically, we say from one end to the other, from sea to shining sea. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. I mean, an innumerable number. All right. Just like my neighbor up there listening. Anybody, my bad. I'm trying to do this lesson. I can hear the damn squeaking on the ceiling right over me. As soon as you start talking and teaching, people start walking around you and shit. But they got to hear it too. They're gonna get judged too. Anybody can get it from the Lord. All right. So the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, it's coming fast. It's going seconds away. Look at her face. She looking like an AI, like a bot up there. What the hell's up with her? Who is this? All right. So let's go down here to the point I wanted to get. It says, verse 18. Um, and the nations were angry. So all the nations gonna be angry when this place when the war breaks out. And thy wrath is come. See, the Lord's wrath is gonna happen, the destruction. Right? And this is what he's talking about right here. And the time of the dead, these heathen nations and 2/3 of our people, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and we're taken up out of here into the chariots. All right, you got three-eyed Atlas, all these different chariots signs popping up in the heavens. All right, the Lord is in the midst, and to the saints and them that fear thy name. It's all about His name. And IUIC and these other camps, they don't fear the Lord's name, small and great. And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, man. See, 85 seconds to midnight, meaning they're destroying the earth. So they're really going to bring destruction upon themselves. Those that lift up themselves in their brigandine, those that dig a ditch for another, they shall fall into the ditch themselves. All right. So the Lord's going to destroy them that are destroying the earth. Let's go back to that video real quick. I'll show you. All right. Oops. Now you go back to that. Share this tab.
Aggressive behavior by nuclear powers Russia, China, and the United States hasn't helped. Nor have conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East, a trend that seems to be set to continue throughout
Look at that.
2026,
Look
with
at that.
Israel's ongoing attacks on Gaza and Russia's continued.
Look at that. See, the Lord gonna destroy them that are destroying the earth. Look at that, man. Those are lives. Those are people, families, heathens, but families. See, that's why they're gonna be happy once the children of Israel in power, because God's chosen people, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Once we're in power, the Lord raises us up, even though we're scattered amongst these nations. Um, he said the world shall. Let's get that real quick, man. Sheesh. Let me veer off. All right. This is Isaiah 2 and 4. Let's go to Isaiah 2 and 4 real quick. Isaiah 2 and 4. And many oh, and he shall judge, talking about Yahushai, the son of Yahweh, a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah. He shall judge among the nations. So what does that mean? All these quarrels and beefs that these nations have, the Lord is going to be the one to sort them out when he shows up. All right, they ain't going to be fighting against each other, none of that. And shall rebuke many people, see? And they shall beat their swords into plowshares. They're going to become farmers, farming nations. Putin, who they're not going to be advancing their technology, arms races, and all that. It's going to be a farming race, potato sack race, and their spears into pruning hooks, man. But right now, they're doing the exact opposite. They're doing pruning hooks into spears, and they're saying they're strong and mighty. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation real soon. Neither shall they learn war anymore. It's done. All right. So this is their last hoorah, where they get to destroy the earth. All right. That's why I said that. Look at that. Proverbs 29. Damn, that's deep, man. Let me go ahead again. All right. Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, so once the Lord raises up the children of Israel, Yasha Allah, not the imposters that are in our land today, destroying the earth, the people shall rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Right? And that's what's happening.
Ongoing attacks on Gaza and Russia's continued aggression.
Look,
US President Donald Trump isn't helping with his actions in Venezuela and threats to Iran and Europe over Greenland.
look at that. See? The people mourning while the wicked are in power with propaganda, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So let's get this real quick. It says this is Psalms 17 and 8. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. See, us, we're looking to be hidden from this, under the shadow of the Lord's wings. All right. But humanity, the Lord said they should be in fear, those that dwell upon the earth. Hide us from the wicked that oppress us, from my deadly enemies who compass us about. They are enclosed in their own fat, and through their riches and their power. With their mouth they speak proudly. See, these politicians. All right. They have compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. We say he coming down with great wrath because they know he got but a short time. Lion, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Ice. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men, that's all they are, just mortal men, which have their portion in this life. See, Esau, damn, they having their portion now, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures. They are full of children, and they leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Right? So, right, damn, I got a few scriptures real quick. All right, let's get this real quick. So we're asking to be hidden. Look at this, Proverbs 18 and 10. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. A tower represents a defensed city. Like he told Jeremiah, he said, "Today I make you a defensed city." Just you yourself. That way, he say, a man shall be as fine gold in that day, and that day is 85 seconds away. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. All right, that's what we're asking of to hide us, to protect us from his own wrath. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and pride, and before honor is humility. All right. So that's Israel. We were humiliated. Now we're about to be honored, just like Yahweh Shai. Um, it says what the rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as a high wall in his own conceits. Damn. See, it said destruction of the poor shall be their poverty, man. So you know. Um. So now let me get something else real quick. Hey, shalom to anybody that's watching right now. You know, welcome to the page. I'll check the comments in a second before I get off of here. If you want to leave any precepts, I might try to read it before I get off. Okay, shalom. What's that? Psalm 17 and 8. I just read that one. I want to go to yeah, here we go. So I can let me get Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man, so a wise person going to see all of this. 85 seconds away. Well, hey man, y'all brothers was y'all brothers be speaking that Bible, bro. Like, man, look, we ain't got time for your shit stuff, man. It's about to go down. So what should you be doing? We gotta hide ourselves under the wings and presence of the Lord. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Crazy, right? Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. He that doeth keep his soul shall be far from them. You'll be far from this shit stuff. Excuse my language. All right. So you foreseeing all of this happening, you're gonna hide yourself. And hide yourself what? Under the Lord's protection. But they don't believe in the Lord anyway. Mark 13 and 28. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. All right. When her branch is yet tender. Whoops. There you go. When her branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves. I mean, when you start to see part of the signs pass. All right, just like with a fig tree, once you start to see the leaves, because the fruit doesn't grow first, the leaves grow first on the fig tree, and it lets you know that summer is near. All right, when the figs will actually grow. So the same way we see part of the signs coming to pass already, especially last year, um, we know that s- summer is here, man. Destruction. When her branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near, man. So ye likewise, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors. It ain't even at the door. That joint knocking. Shit, turning the doorknob. You know how the police be at the door. I'm gonna show you. This how it's at the door. If I can find it. Yeah, there you go. This this how this how close it is at the door. Wait, this how close it is. So, this how close it is. It's at the door, man. It ain't even at the door. It's in the door now. It says, now learn the parable of the fig tree. It says, so likewise, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors. This is in the door. 1 foot in right now. All right. Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. We're in that generation right now where we're seeing these prophecies come to pass. Heaven and earth shall pass away. So this rulership, World War III, technology, everything's going to pass away. But my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. I don't care how many seconds they put on it. They just watching trends and uh, and it's like watching a fight when somebody out there arguing. You see Jake arguing, you know they're about to throw blows after a while. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is, man. Any second now, any day. And they saying, I'm gonna show you. What's that dude? What's his page, man? I always forget the name of their page. I'll do a lesson on it later. All right, I'll do a lesson on it later. Cause I can't remember their page name. Y'all probably know him. It's a dude and his wife. They be on there a lot. Edomites. All right. So what should we do in these times? We should be out teaching, gathering together. All right. Hebrews 10 and 25, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. So we can't forsake this time of us coming together like Voltron and becoming the body of Yahweh Shai according to Ezekiel 37. As the manner of some is, right? You got a lot of Jake that walk away, man. They won't show up to camp or they just not taking it serious, man. But exhorting one another, all right? So much the more as ye see the day approaching. All right. So continuing and increasing in the work. Um Now let me get this. It says Doomsday Clock 2026 hits 85 seconds to midnight amid rising global threats, man. And we can be days away from the US actually taking a strike on Iran. All right. Let's see. There you go. Second Ezra's um Second Ezra's 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself in that generation, according to the prophecies. All right. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, all right, the leaves growing on the fig tree, which I have told thee, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So, hey man, take it for what you will, man. I'm gonna end it here. Hey, Shalom, Mark, Shalom. Yeah, we got a scripture up here on Canuck. All right, Ezekiel. Let me see if I can go to it. Ezekiel 12 and 28. Therefore say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith Yahweh. We're going to end it on that one, man. Man, we're going to end it there, man. With that, I'm going to end it. And good scripture, brother. All right, man. On the next one. Shalom.